Good morning. This is the recommending committee for July 14th, 2025, and we are officially called to order. And Ms. Jackie, are we compliant with the open meeting law?
Yes, we are.
Thank you very much. Item number 3 is public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, please come forward and state your name for the record. Hearing and seeing none, we will move on to item number 4 for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference of the June 30th, 2025 recommending committee meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And that motion passes. Moving on to item number 5. And item number 5 through 14 are all related to our building and fire codes. We're going to do one presentation at the very beginning, and then we'll move on to voting for a lot of these things. And I'm going to read that into the record real quick. So this is item number 5, bill number 2025-17 for possible action adopts the 2024 edition of the International Building Code together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth T. Floyd, Director of Community Development. And I will turn it over to you, Mr. Cunningham.
Yep. All right, good morning, Councilman, Councilwoman. For the record, Michael Cunningham, and with me today is
Assistant Chief Sherry Shoup, Fire Marshal.
So like you mentioned, today there's several items in front of you today for the code adoption. We're just going to have a brief presentation over what that's going to mean and just a couple of the updates that will be implemented with this adoption. First, to kind of go along with each of the ordinances is one of the sections of code. Each of them have a different component of the building. You have the building code, the residential code, the fire code, the energy code, electrical, plumbing, and mechanical. So each one of these ordinance corresponds to one of those for the adoption for the codes that we regulate. Just a few of the highlights that we have for you that are going to come along with it. The first one is going to allow us to maintain our definition of a high-rise at 75 feet. This is something that we've worked on over the years, and we like to maintain it. Adopting this will allow us to stay within compliance with state law and keep that definition. We are proposing to stay on the 2009 accessibility standard versus going to the newer version of 2017. This was in cooperation and coordination with the industry to make sure that it is something that they can adjust to as we move forward. Chapter 10 addresses traps and interceptors. Historically, we've modified that chapter to only allow gravity systems. With these new amendments, we are proposing to only have some slight modifications in there so we can get away with our AMMR process, which is a separate process that the industry used to have to do to be able to use one of these systems. With these new amendments, they will no longer have to do that. They can just propose them. Adult changing tables is something that's now in the new code, so that's going to be in there. We worked with a couple advocacy groups to make sure that we had the prescriptive requirements in the building code as well as when they're required. Coordination with the Home Builders Association, we did remove slab edge insulation as part of the energy code. There's some trade-offs that they're doing to increase the energy efficiency of the building to remove that slab edge insulation requirement. There's some additional horizontal reinforcement that we've talked to the home builders, and we actually have a meeting this afternoon to discuss even more further about for freestanding retaining walls. And then the last thing I want to give an update on is there is a modified exemption for fire sprinklers within public utility buildings. And with that, I will turn it over to Sherry.
Thank you, Mike. For the record, Sherry Shoup, Fire Marshal. Significant fire code updates would include a few to Chapter 1. The fire protection reports that we require for certain building types is going to be expanded just a little bit so that we have a little more information up front rather than asking for it repeatedly later in the process. Section 105 will be broadening the requirements for fire operational permits to include more occupancies and hazard types, so it will spread that operation over more different types of occupancies. The fees that would be associated with that will be updated later on through a following resolution on a separate table. So this just changes the types of operational permits that we'll be issuing. Section 110, consistent with state fire code requirements, we have a requirement for reporting deficiencies and impairments on building fire protection systems. What the consensus committee did was consolidate the type of reporting that'll be done. There wasn't previously a requirement for how those would be reported. Now there's going to be a common portal that everyone will use consistently throughout the valley. Last two major requirements, one of them is for emergency responder radio communications. This was led by Metro and the Southern Nevada Area Communications Council to make consistent throughout the valley the requirements for enhanced radio communications so that it functions properly in all the buildings it's supposed to work in. And then smoke control updates is about how the systems will be installed, maintained, and inspected in the future. This one was talked about extensively with the fire protection contractors, HVAC companies, and the Nevada Resort Association to ensure that we would be consistent across the board with how Clark County works this and how we're all going to move forward in the future. But that's all I have.
With that, we can answer any questions.
Just a couple of things that I think are important for the record. So these codes have a pretty significant impact on our building industry. To that end, we did a business impact statement, and you've been working with the industry for a long time, essentially.
Yes, yeah, we did the normal business impact statement. We didn't receive any feedback. And so this process started almost 2 years ago. And we've had several meetings, and the industry is always involved in all those. And there are actually 3 voting members on each of our amendment packages too. So they have votes on the amendments as well as attending just regular stakeholder meetings.
And then I think I heard this, but I just want to make sure we're consistent with other jurisdictions in the valley. And I think in briefings I heard except Pahrumpt, but everybody else we're consistent with at Henderson, North Las Vegas, the county.
Yep. Yeah, North Las Vegas actually adopted theirs last week. Henderson and County are adopting tomorrow, or proposing to adopt tomorrow, and then ours will be on Wednesday. So yeah, at this point, we would all be on the same page.
Very good. Do you have any questions?
One statement, one question. The business impact statement, I hear time and time again, we sent it out and nobody responded. So in a more larger comment is perhaps we should look at the way we communicate with our business partners, because I don't think the way we're doing it engenders a lot of dialogue. So that's just to leave alone my personal commentary. The second, Chief Shoup, you mentioned potential or the coming change in a fee structure. When is the last time we've increased fees?
It's been 20 years, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Sounds overdue. My only thoughts. Motion?
Chair, if I might, Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney, for how you wanted to do these items, we're going to need you to go ahead and read the remaining between 5 and 14 into the record, and then take public comment, and then we can do a motion for each one after.
Each one separate? Yeah. You suck.
Okay, just buckle up, it'll be a minute. Okay, we've already read item number 5, and again, for all of these items, we're going to reference the presentation, and then we'll open it up for public comment. Item number 6, Bill number 2025-18 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the International Residential Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by the Director of Community Development, Seth Floyd. Item number 7, Bill number 2025-19 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the International Existing Building Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Bill number 2025-20 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the International Energy Conservation Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Bill number 2025-21 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Bill number 2025-22 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the Uniform Mechanical Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Item number 11, Bill number 2025-23 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the Uniform Plumbing Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Item number 12, Bill number 2025-24 for possible action, adopts the 2023 edition of the National Electric Code, together with local amendments thereto proposed by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development. Item number 13, Bill number 2025-25 for possible action, adopts as the city's fire code, the International Fire Code 2024 edition, together with local modifications thereto, and repeals LVMC Chapter 16.18 relating to emergency radio coverage, proposed by Fernando Gray, Chief of Fire and Rescue. Item number 14, Bill number 2025-26 for possible action, adopts the 2024 edition of the International Wildland Urban Interface Code, together with amendments thereto proposed by Chief Gray, the Chief of Fire and Rescue. And that is items 5 through 14. This is a public hearing, if anybody would like to comment. Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public comment period, and we will start voting. So item number 5, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 5.
There's a motion. Please vote and post.
I'm hitting, oh, it worked.
And bill number 2025-17 is eligible for adoption at the July 16th City Council meeting. Item number 6, bill 2025-18. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 6.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And this item will be heard at the July 16th, 2025 City Council meeting. Item number 7, bill number 2025-19. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 7.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And this item will be heard at the July 16th, 2025 City Council meeting. Item number 8, bill number 2025-20. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 8.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And that will be heard at the July 16th City Council meeting. Item number 9, bill number 2025-21. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 9.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. We're almost done. Item number 10, bill number 2025-22. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 10.
There's a motion. Please vote. Oh, mine's broken.
He's
I'm an
waiting.
I, if we're able to
He has no
manually do
circles.
it.
No circles.
That item passes, will be heard at July 16th, 2025 City Council meeting. Item number 11, bill number 2025-23 for possible action. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 11.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And that item passes and will be heard at the July 16th City Council meeting. Item number 12, bill number 2025-24. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 12.
And there's a motion. Please vote and post. That item passes, will be heard at the July 16th City Council meeting. Item number 13, bill number 2025-25 for possible action. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 13.
And that, or please motion and vote. That item passes and will be heard at the July 16th City Council meeting. And item number 14, bill number 2025-26 for possible action. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item number 14.
There's a motion. Please vote and post. And that item passes and will be up for adoption at the July 16th, 2025 City Council meeting. And we can now move on to item number 15, bill number 2025-27 for possible action, amends LVMC 6.09.010 to update provisions regarding landlord training programs. This is proposed by Seth Floyd, the Director of Community Development.
Thank you, Chairman. Peter Lowenstein for the record. So this bill removes specific reference to the name of the landlord training program no longer used and leaves the reference in the program in generality, and that is the extent of the bill. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Any questions or comments up here?
Chair, if I might, Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney. As Mr. Lowenstein said, this is a technical update to clarify some of the language that exists in our code because Metro has not used the term Las Vegas crime-free multi-housing program for a while. And just for the committee's note, we would still recommend passage of this bill, but Metro is going to give a new name to the program probably within the next year, so we'll be back to update it maybe again.
Very good, thank you. This is a public hearing for anybody who would like to comment. Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for bill number 2025-27.
Move to approve item number 15.
There's a motion, please vote and post. And bill number 2025-27 will be heard at the July 16th, 2025 council meeting. It'll be up for adoption, and that passes. Moving on to item number 16, bill number 2025-28 for possible action amendment provisions of LVMC Title 11 related to the use of electric bicycles and electric scooters, amends provisions to LVMC Title 13 related to the use of, sorry, my screen cut off. Hold on,
Right here.
back to paper. Related to the use of electric bicycles and electric scooters in city parks and adds penalties for violations of various provisions of LVMC Title 11 and Title 13. This is sponsored by Councilwoman Nancy E. Bruni. And I know we have several representatives of law enforcement here. I think this bill is great. I love this bill, but on the county's website, their language does not match this language that we have. Now, there may be some back and forth because there might be an updated bill that's not on the website. And so I just want to make sure that we're doing the same thing that the county is doing, and I think that's the intent of Councilwoman Bruni as well. So I let her know that I would be asking for a 2-week abeyance just so that I can be 100% sure that the bill is the way it's supposed to be written. So I apologize for anybody who came down here. Just over the weekend, it seemed like there were some discrepancies between the two bills. And so I'm going to ask for a 2-week abeyance. That'll be my motion, if that's okay with you, Councilwoman.
Okay.
And that's my motion, to obey until the recommending committee meeting. Ms. Jackie, what date would that be?
August 4th.
August 4th. And please vote and post. And that item will be obeyed until the August 4th recommending committee, which brings us next to item 17, which is citizen participation. For anybody who would like to comment, please feel free to step forward and state your name for the record. Hearing and seeing none, we can officially adjourn our recommending committee. Thanks, everyone.